be going through today are the mechanics of really looking at a business, starting with context and then moving down to content. Does everyone know what I mean by that? The context of business. Because the model of business is similar. It doesn't matter if you own a real estate company, if you own retail stores, if you're a builder. It is pretty much identical. Because really, we're really looking at the model of your business. Context versus content. And I like to use this one. This is, think about if you're going to be building a house. Since we're at the Metropolitan Builders Association, I thought I would use a building analogy here. Now, wouldn't it be much quicker to build a house if we didn't have to mess with those pesky blueprints? If we just had to throw down a bunch of nails, a bunch of shingles, a bunch of wood, and start pounding away? Wouldn't that be quicker than making blueprints? Probably. You get started quicker. But once you got going a little bit, you'd be like, oh man, that looks like a house that was built by Salvador Dali. Kind of leaning. It's no different with a business. Because most small business owners, when they start a business, no matter if they own a retail store, they're a plumber, they're an electrician, they own a sign shop. Most people just go in and they start doing the job of their business. They start cleaning windows. They start painting vehicles. But what really happens if you don't look at the model of the business, what are you trying to build? You get a Salvador Dali type business. Because a business has to run on systems. Systems first, people second. Systemize the majority, humanize the exception. Because really looking at the model of business again, you have to look at any kind of business as it's an engine. And as a business owner, you have to be the puppet master over that business. Because every solid business that has been growing through the years, big businesses don't just hatch someday. Big businesses, mid-sized businesses, large businesses, got to that point for a reason. Because not only do about 70–80% of small businesses fail in the first 5 years, but once they get larger the next 5 years, another 70–80% fail. So those that have gotten through that initial birth and that initial first few years growth, once they start growing and they don't have a solid platform, a solid system, a solid model built in, they get to a point where it's kind of like, look at this as grading a plot of land before you build the house. If you build a house on something that's not graded, that doesn't have a solid foundation, and you start building a house, you start building a high-rise, it's not if the thing is going to fall, it's when the thing is going to fall. Because if we don't know off an org chart, and I'll go into the content when I'm done with going over the context. But if we really don't have a solid org chart, being really clear what this business is going to look like, it's very hard to build it out. Otherwise, what happens, you start growing, you start doing more sales, the owner is running around like a chicken with their head cut off, they need more help, so they hire the neighbor's friend's cousin who they met at CCD class. And then they come on. They say, what do you want me to do? Well, I need you to take something off my plate because I'm too damn busy. So then they start going. And then the owner starts spending half of their time dealing with this person because this person doesn't have a solid job duties and responsibilities, what they have to do, and where they fit into the system, the model of the business. The business owner spends so much time with them. And finally they get to the point where they bring people on like that. They say, screw it, I'm going to shave down the number of customers I have, clients I have, and I'm going to do it myself. Does this make sense? If we don't have a solid model, if we don't know what we're doing, if we don't have a blueprint for our business, if we don't have a strategic plan, when are we done? What are we building? Very, very difficult to do so. And once again, like the ungraded piece of land, it's not if it's going to fall down, it's when it's going to fall down. When we started Small Business Growth Partners, I mean, we're in 5 states already. When I laid out the org chart, I mean, if I can't do this myself, we'd be hypocrites for teaching it. We're also the fastest growing small business coaching and consulting firm in the nation. But we started with a solid org chart 5 years ago, and we built off of that. Because everyone in business, especially in the beginning, you're going to wear multiple hats. We don't have Obama's PIN number here. Oh, damn, I said I wasn't going to make a political comment. But we don't have unlimited amount of money here. So we can't just go off and hire this person, hire that person. So every business owner is going to wear multiple hats. That's the way it is. But when you do it off a system, when you do it off a plan, you know whose hat you're wearing. Big, big, big difference. And also, with our clients, we have cash flow triggers off an organizational chart when this person comes on, when that person comes on. Because if we're trying to decide this as the business is going, it's like trying to detail a moving car. Extremely difficult to do, and I don't know how to do it without losing limbs or fingers and the like.